Before we start, I would really appreciate it if you help me get a content creator role in JJI by subscribing. I hope you enjoy the video. The first curse technique on the list is obviously Volcano. Volcano is legendary, so it's really easy to get compared to the special grades. It has great AoE, great damage, second best maximum technique in the game, and it's just good in everything. Even if you're in the end game with a bunch of special grades and a bunch of molds to spare, I think this is still very good. Even I and my friends still use this as endgame players. The next curse technique on the list is Hakari. His domain is really easy to use and it's so free in investigation. Even in boss raids, if you have Hollow Purple, you're on full HP basically all the time. What Hakari's domain does is you can pop it every 30 seconds with no domain bar required, and you can fill up your fever bar every time you attack something. And when you make it 100 before the domain ends, you go into this fever mode where you constantly regen. And this regen is basically free in PvE. The skills on the curse technique are just great. The cargo hole and rendezvous is really good for PvE. But the rest are not really worth mentioning, except maybe Pachinko Rush, but the domain is really busted. One of my favorite things to do with the domain is bullying Sukuna. It makes Sukuna from one of the hardest boss into a joke. Any type of boss with Hakari's domain is quite very easy. If you have no skill or you want to be no skill, I suggest Hakari, and it's my favorite curse technique. My go-to. The next curse technique will be Gojo. Gojo has one of the best skills in the kit. The blue is decent, the red is very great. It has very good AoE and it has very good damage on it. Probably one of the best skills for PvE. And obviously Hollow Purple. Hollow Purple nearly gives you one full token bar, which is really busted. And when paired with Hakari's domain, it gives you nearly free fever bar for no reason. The Hollow Purple also gives you iframe, so you can iframe moves with it. And the Awakening is very good in investigation. The Hollow Nuke, you can constantly spam it, it has a super big AoE, so you kill most of the curses in the area. The next curse technique on the list is Yuta. Yuta has the best maximum technique in the game, and it shreds NPCs, players, anything. The skill is called Jacob's Ladder, and it basically nearly one-shots anything in the game. The only downside of this is that you need both maximum scroll and domain unlocked. As you can see from the clips, it's just broken. The only reason why it's not the first place is because the skills on Yuta is kinda mid. The only skill that's good is the first skill, and the rest are kinda bad. The only good skill in Yuta's kit is the first skill and the Jacob's Ladder. The Jacob's Ladder is very broken, but you cannot really just run one mimicry and solve anything, so that's why it's not the first spot. If Yuta had great skills too, then it would be the best curse technique, no doubts, for PvE. And the best and the most versatile PvE curse technique is Star Rage. Star Rage has one of the most highest damage outputs domain in the game. What the domain does is it gives the enemies in the domain 10% lesser defense, and it gives the players infinite mass bar. What mass bar does is basically just amplifying any of your skills forever. Star Rage has very good AoE, very good damage, just very good overall, except the maximum technique, which is just decent at best. And one of the reasons what put Star Rage at the top of the list is that it's even good for PvE and PvP. So you can just do whatever with it and you will just be fine. Not only that, but because of the domain's nature, it works as a support technique too. If you have like 4 teammates, all of them gets the 10% defense nerf. And those are the reasons why I think Star Rage is the best curse technique for PvE. Yes, if you just want purely PvE domain, then it's Yuta obviously. But I would put Yuta's maximum technique on the Star Rage I wouldn't use just any of the Utah's skills at all. But that's the tier. Feel free to argue or give me your opinions in the comments or the Discord server, and I hope you enjoyed the video.